I know, I checked.
Now say that one more time.
I checked, my buck crack's not in it.
Quality.
Some quality footage right there.
Yeah, I really hope you don't skimp out on the good parts.
Where's the big nut?
You gotta put that.
Where's the bag go?
What? Oh, sorry.
Need the big nut.
Yeah.
Thank you. How's it going, everybody? Good morning. It is an early one. Woke up at about 4:30. It's almost 5. Now, I got a project today that I'm trying to get ahead of, which is why we're up so early, because we're in Arizona, and it gets hot in Arizona. So today's project is actually going to be, we're going to be trying to beat the heat. And we're going to be doing new struts on a 2012 Dodge Durango. Waiting for the Durango to show up, because it's not here yet. So just trying to clean things up a little bit between all the other projects so that I can get this done as quick as we can. Don't have to be looking for tools or anything like that. So 2012 Dodge Durango, replacing all 4 struts. Should be fairly straightforward. Just got to get the truck here and get to it. Alright, ladies and gents, boys and girls, Durango is here. We're going to get started. I actually stand corrected. That shouldn't be too bad. We're just going to be doing 2 struts, the front, so that'll be easy. We'll get that cranking here in a second. I shouldn't say easy because that jinxes it, and we all know how a project goes. If you jinx it like that, you think it's going to be a quick 30-minute project, it'll turn into an 8-hour project just as easy. So we're not going to jinx it. So it's going to be very difficult. That's jinxing it too. We have a problem. We're going to just shut up and stop talking about it and start working. How about that? Alright, so let me just show you this real fast. So we're just replacing the strut. It's that thing with the spring on it right there. This big old long little pole, for lack of a better term. Just connects right there, down on there on the bottom of the control arm. And then it bolts to the up there. And so we'll get that from up on top there. Right there. So I just undo those bolts. And then it should slide out. And then becomes the time of trying not to decapitate ourselves. Yay! got the strut unbolted. I'm trying to get this upper ball joint done, and the shaft up in there. Once I broke it loose, I thought I had the bolt loosened up good enough, but once I broke the knuckle loose, the ball joint rod right in there is spinning with my bolt because it's a lock bolt. So now we get to do this the hard way, which is a wrench and an Allen wrench to get that ball joint apart. Yay! Guys, really? Really? What a pain. I jinxed it. I told you I jinxed it. So, got it off. There's a little gunk we'll probably clean up on the threads there. But other than that, we are good to come out. Drop the jack, please. Go slow. Keep going. So we have the full strut assembly, the coil spring, the strut, obviously. We're going to just pop this on there for a second. Before we take this off, we are going to compress the spring. Okay guys, as you can see, we've got both struts here, the old one, the new one. The old one is gross. It's definitely been leaking. The boot that supports the bottom of the spring is all gross and torn. You can see in comparison, I've got a picture there so you can see it a little better than the video will show. So you can see the difference. The other thing, because this other one's leaking, this one should have a little bit of give to it. And let's see if I can embarrass myself real good. Yeah, see, I can move this one. I mean, it's got some good resistance to it, but that's a pretty slow response. Whereas this one, let's see if I can do it for this one. Oh, this one wants to move like a lot. Oh, there we go. Just because it was new. See how much faster that responds? It's just because that other one's leaking. It's now that I've got this pushed down where it's supposed to be, responding pretty quick. So my friend who owns the Durango decided to go with Mopar parts just because didn't want the hassle of dealing with some of the aftermarket stuff, so we're just putting OEM stuff back on. The nice thing about OEM is they give you everything you need. So like I've got the bottom bolt with the nut. I've got 3 brand new ones to mount the whole assembly to the truck, and then I've got another nut for the top of the strut assembly to hold it all together. So I don't have to reuse any of my bolts, all brand new. So, I guess it's time to go back together, huh?
got the bottom all put back together. Now we're gonna finish this side by bolting the top on, and then we'll be done. And then, you know, as far as doing the other side, it's kind of just rinse and repeat and do the rest. So, not too bad. Ran into a few issues with me being an idiot when I was doing the comparison in the rebound on the actual strut. I actually screwed the there's like a inch or two of give that they build into that strut to give you a little bit more room for so you don't have to compress the spring so much. And by doing that, I got rid of that, and so had to take some extra steps to get that spring compressed enough to be able to put it all together. But we are all together, and we are just about done. In most cases, if you're changing joints or anything like that as part of this, you will definitely want to go get your vehicle aligned afterwards. But in this particular case, where we are, you know, where we're replacing the strut, obviously there was some the worn boot, but that shouldn't affect alignment too much. It's not like we're replacing ball joints or tie rod ends or anything like that. So we should be okay. We will find out once we do our test drive and go from there. So just want to make sure you get these everything all tightened up, double check everything, and make sure you get these tight, because if you don't get them tight, they will knock, and it'll get this weird noise when you're driving down the road. Ask me how I know. I had a lowered Honda Accord a few years ago that wasn't my other car, my car that I've showed you, and every single intersection it would make all kinds of noise. Anyways, so now we're all set. We should be good to go. Give it a little bounce. Done. So, you know, same thing on the other side. Take it all apart, get that strut out there, compress the spring, the whole bit. It's basically the same thing on the other side. And then we'll be done with the front, and we'll be done with this for now, and take it for a test drive and go from there. Alright. Oh, right, bye. We are all done. Got the other side done, got it all buttoned up. Gonna go ahead and close the hood. Call it a day. Got our spare parts right there. Had to run to AutoZone and rent a second set of strut spring compressor tools, because just a ton of load on that spring to get it to compress enough. I actually learned that I didn't screw up, because the second strut I did not compress like I did to show you guys the difference, and it still fought me, and I had to compress it an awful lot. So either way, we're good to go. I'm gonna get washed up and go take it for a test drive, and then we'll be all done. Not too bad. Few issues that did fight me, so you know, it did take a little bit longer than what I had originally anticipated, but we beat the heat for the most part. The sun's been out for a little while, but it's not crazy hot yet. So yeah, you know, we got this all good. And that's Baymax. Okay, bye. Alright, so we're here in Baymax, giving her a test drive. Consensus is she is a much smoother ride now, which is to be expected. Part of the issue was with turns. It felt like there was some give, which the one strut being leaking like it was can definitely cause that, just because it's not giving you the resistance it should be. So happy overall ending. I did run into a few small things, but luckily that we got it all done before the day was over, and So we're good to go. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate you hitting that notification bell and following along if you enjoyed the stories projects that we're working on. But otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Catch you on the flip side, and